Okay, we continue with part 2, software as a service, which previously we already discussed about AAS and also PAS. So most of you know already what is software as a service, right? But what we will cover for this topic is more on the applicability, the benefit of it, right? Okay. Normally for software as a service, it's an implementation of business application process. Okay. Normally developed on a cloud platform and hosted also in cloud infrastructure, not in traditional implementation. Okay. Normally, SaaS provider deliver domain-specific application or service over the internet. That means they will use their own domain and charge the end user on a pay-per-usage basis. So they use for license using maybe based on the storage that you utilize, transaction, and so on. Okay, SaaS provides a web or internet-based access to software application. This is normal. Web-based or internet-based. So normally the SaaS apps can be accessed through the web browser, or some of it are from mobile apps. Okay, the user is relieved of maintaining any license pages for the provided software. Sometimes user did not aware that that software already upgraded. We just can check, for example, the version. Okay, if it's already updated. But we're using it normally seamlessly. We don't care, right? As a user, we don't care about the maintenance. As long as we can access and do transaction, that's okay for users. Okay, the user can use the software on subscription basis and pay for only the duration it was used. However, there are some SaaS application they a limit, so they have a package at least, for example, months. There are some applications also can use per day, depend the minimum package or duration that you can subscribe for. Okay, why is as popular? First, because of the using growing of mobile devices, right? There are billion of mobile devices nowadays. Maybe one people have more than one, got two, three uh, devices. Children also got their own device, right? Mobile device. So where people want to be able to connect from anywhere, not just the office. So we can do our job, all the tasks from home, from anywhere. Web-based solution work well to meet these needs. Okay, and then increase broadband access. It's interrelated with mobile device as well. This makes standard internet connectivity speed adequate for using SaaS application. Last time, because of internet speed is not good enough, then a bit difficult to access the application from home, right? From anywhere. But now, stable connection, a good bandwidth to the mobile user, then SaaS application become popular. More widespread broadband connectivity also made it easier for users to log on to service in different locations. With 5G later, this SaaS will be more popular, right? Because of the connection more stable and user can access from anywhere. The standardization of digital technologies, because nowadays there are many organizations work for standardization. Common protocol makes it easier to share, integrate, and scale cloud-based program and services, as well as providing better user experience in multi-device environment. So previously, if you want to develop for Windows only, you need to program in different platform, right? Only for Windows, only for Linux. But nowadays, because of mobile and then cross-platform, we can provide cross-platform development. You develop once, then you can deliver your software or apps to different platform, iOS, Android, and use it. And then other protocols like API and visualization can help this as well. Then growing popularity and usage of web-like interface. Not only the web-based, more web-like. Although you are using mobile, right? More and more users are happy to work in this way thanks to the familiarity, usability, and simplicity of web-like environments. So previously, it's difficult for user to use software, right, or application. They need to be trained. But nowadays, most of the user interface are standard. And then user know how to locate the menu, locate the links, right? Easy. Most of us are familiar now, not like 10 years back, 10, 20 years back. Each application require training, but now we can explore by ourselves. So what does SaaS look like? Actually, more on the criteria or the characteristic of SaaS. SaaS actually the part of multi-tenancy cloud architecture, which all users and applications share a common infrastructure that is centrally maintained by the cloud service provider. In terms of security, for example, this means that every user get the highest level of security specified in your package. Although, if you still remember last slide, okay, last pass and IaaS, they got also multi-tenancy, but in different way. So there are common infrastructure from hardware until operating system and application. But for multi-tenancy, SaaS user got a higher level of security, right? Although they are using same infrastructure or common infrastructure, they have their own specific account, especially based on the application layer account, right? And then simple access via any network devices, making it easier to manage, to access data and information, and keep data in synchronization. You can sync your data from different devices, right? There are some applications that can store your data temporarily in your device using cache or using any temporary storage. At the same time, when you connect to the internet, they can sync the data. If you aware about our My Sejahtera, right? If you don't have a connection, you still can scan the barcode and they can store temporarily, and then when you connect to internet, they can synchronize your data. Then familiar web-based interface and normally SaaS come up with this criteria. So building on consumer web that user already know, common, right? Common web interface. This can help you boost adoption and take up rates. So if SaaS provider did not uh, come up with the familiar based interface, web-based interface, a bit difficult to use for the user, right? To use it, then the demand will be lower compared to the provider that can provide a common web-based interface that can be easily used by the user, easily understand by the user, right? And then another criteria, accelerated features delivery. So with update often roll out weekly or monthly and don't need to maintain or support legacy version of the software. You keep updating, right? And that's why as a developer, DevOps, DevSecOps is important because as a developer, if you are the one that providing SaaS application to the user, you need to frequently update. But the update normally not aware by the user. They just use it seamlessly. So the version of everything can be maintained easily as well. For that for PaaS. But then your application can be offered as SaaS to the user. Then open integration protocol and API, enabling the development of mashup which combine data, presentation, and functionality from multiple services. Okay, SaaS also enable or allow the integration of API protocols that can be reused, can be shared, right? Mashup development. You combine, for example, the authentication. You can use a federated authentication using only single sign-on, using single credential. For example, from Google, you can access Google credential. You can use to access other application that support. Right? This is the open integration. Then other API like payment gateway can be shared, can be used. Many other API you can maintain. Then collaborative and social function. These features or these characteristics normally allow people in different team and or location work cooperatively with one another. Example of the Microsoft Team, right? Google Meet and other collaborative software. Then you can use also Google Sheet, right? This is considered as SaaS software. Although you are in different teams, but if you are allowed to use it, you are given privilege to access to edit that document, for example, then you can work together with other team as well. This work now most of the time office document when you want to share something, you want others to update the information, then you just allow them to access and update the document through the web base, right? This is considered SaaS normally. Google document, Microsoft document, right? So this is applicability of SaaS, where the SaaS apply or use can be this four main category. Actually, there are more than that. Right, this is common applicability of SaaS. Uh, First, enterprise software application. Normally, enterprise environment, they have the enterprise software application that can be subscribed based on SaaS. So this type of software can share data between internal and external users such as Salesforce, CRM, application, and so on. Customer relationship management. But user normally did not aware this is a Salesforce. It does integrate together with other solution or other software application. Then you have also single user software application like Microsoft Office can run on single user computer and serve one user at a time. Office 365. You can install in your laptop. You need to sign in using user account like in the account, right? That you can use inside your PC or laptop. And then another application for so us actually for business utility. One more time, Salesforce here. Salesforce also come up with this type of business utility application like Salesforce automation. Okay, are used by business and individual to managing and collecting data, streamlining collaborative process, and providing actionable analysis. So the business utility normally are managing more than the enterprise level, right? The enterprise is bigger one, but business they come up with more features, right? For example, here CRM, same like the enterprise, right? A human resource and accounting business utility. So SAP, right? This kind of tools can be business utility or can be enterprise, depend on what type of application and usage. And then some of use cases here, social networking, right? Like Facebook, used by individual for networking and sharing photo, videos, right? And then you have also LinkedIn. That particular service is look like web based, right? But you can manage and you can subscribe for the enterprise level. That means the paid version. Sometimes we just use the free version, right? But if you want more features, like the notification, the evaluation, or any other integration features, you can subscribe for enterprise level. Same like Facebook, they got business account as well, right? An example, Google Doc, Google Apps, then in the market, general market, right? So as for enterprise, for example, eBay Store, Amazon Web Service Store, Google Apps, Salesforce, SAP, right? SAP HANA, Oracle On Demand, Yahoo Small Business. So this for enterprise. For consumer, they got more, like Flickr, iSpot, Dailymotion, i5. Most of this one more on the social media, right? Facebook still here, but MySpace no more, I think. Okay, an example, they are introduced long time ago, 28. This concept of SaaS. Example for Salesforce here. Salesforce as a CRM provide a complete solution for that include feature solution for marketing, sales, services, partner management, and community management. They got complete solution, okay, for SaaS. So no need to develop by yourself. They already come up with good solution, then just subscribe for it. So that's why it's more popular nowadays, right? Very difficult to come up with this type of application, and then if you found that Salesforce give you more easy deployment, fast deployment without maintain all this thing, all the software stack, hardware stack, then Salesforce become a best option, right? CRM is originally software for managing customer interaction, such as scheduling tasks, emailing, texting, and many more. But they can integrate with other features like marketing, sales, and others. So Salesforce grew into a cloud software solution and acquired several other companies for PaaS, for example, and SaaS. So Salesforce have also PaaS solution so that user can develop their application and customize. Normally for software as a service, they still can customize, but not much. For example, just to put logo, to put their own instruction and so on. But the engine at the core of the application normally cannot be changed. Okay, this then we look at the benefit, example of the benefit of SaaS. This is from Salesforce website. Refer it from Salesforce website. Since Salesforce consider the leader of the SaaS market, so we can refer from their website all the material there, the point that they mentioned. Okay, one of the benefit here you can see low setup and infrastructure costs, because as a subscriber we did not require to uh, buy, to install, to deploy our own physical machine or virtual machine, which require costs, right? But you just pay what you need with no capital expenditure or capex that need to be depreciated on your balance sheet over time. Okay, you see here, no need, just pay what you need, what you use. No need to pay for the hardware, the software, the operating system is already embedded inside your billing, because it's like on sharing basis, so the cost also shared by other user, not like when you are developed by yourself, you are the one that pay all the costs required. and then accessible from anywhere. Actually, we can relate back with the criteria, the characteristic. Why SaaS become popular, right? Because it can be accessed from anywhere. Just connect to the internet and you can work from wherever you need to be via desktop, laptop, tablet, or mobile or other network device. Okay, if you still remember last week or last 2 week question, revision question regarding the company that require collaboration with uh, their employee across the globe, and they didn't want to maintain license. This is the point, right? You can see just connect and you can collaborate, you can access from anywhere. So if you have remote user, remote office, then SaaS consider a best option rather than you need to develop by yourself, right? SaaS and public cloud. If you put your SaaS application in your private cloud, it's still okay. But if the user are internal user only, consider okay, consider acceptable. But if your user are scattered around the globe, should be hosted in public, since public cloud have also multiple data data center origin that you can populate, you can host your application, your SaaS. Then scalability. You can adapt your requirement to the number of people you need to use the system, the volume of data, and the function required as your business growth. So you didn't require to think about how many servers you need to deploy if your user increase. Same thing like our blackboard, right? Can scale well. How many users, how many student enroll, we can accommodate because we just subscribe for what we want to use. We need to pay more, it's okay, no problem, as long as you did not require to think about, to predict how much server you want to deploy every year. Okay, another benefit here, industry leading service level agreement for uptime and performance. As a business requirement, we need to know the uptime, right? The availability, high availability percentage, so we can deal with the SLA here. So you have assurance that the software will be available to use when you need it. A difficult promise for in-house team to make. That's mean compared to on-premise deployment or in-house team that, like you said, the application that you develop by yourself, a bit difficult to promise this type of uptime, right? Because you also need to maintain your own infrastructure. If you only have, for example, one or two data center by your company, it's a bit difficult to provide the high ability for uptime. So there are many components you need to make it redundant and uh, replicate them, right? So for SAS, normally they come up with this SLA because of they are capable to provide a good uptime for the application itself. So they have multi-site redundancy and replication also work. So if one of the server in one data center fail, they still can rely on other data center, right? And then automatic or frequent updates. Yeah, this is also headache if you are the one that manage or develop application by yourself. So provider offer timely improvement thanks to their skill and because they receive feedback about what their customer need. So that many customer many needs, then they can try to fulfill, right? This frees up your IT department for other more business critical tasks. So that when you're using SaaS, your IT department did not require to update the software. to think about users' need, right? User requirement did not require to collect because the SaaS already there, the package already there. So most of the user feedback directly to the SaaS provider, so that your IT people can focus more on the other business critical tasks like networking, capability, authentication, and others. And then another benefit you can see here, security at highest level required by customer. And because of the shared nature of the service, all users benefit from security level that's been set up for those with the highest needs, higher level account, for example, application level security. So each user has their own dedicated account, an isolated environment, although they are sharing the common infrastructure. This is a benefit. Okay, I think that's all for SaaS. But we will discuss about your final exam during the tutorial session on Friday. Okay, with that, thank you.